Hello everybody and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out You Are a Fly on Another Planet by developer Beefstrong. It's going to be a sort of a third-person exploration game. We wander around an alien planet as a fly, very much as the name suggests, and do our best to take in the sights and sounds. Obviously, based on this title, how could I not cover this, right? I mean, it's pretty straightforward. So we're going to wander around. Let's do a little bit of searching out. I'm told that we should follow the light as any good fly would. Oh, okay, that was like a little checkpoint there, I suppose. And we're going to be flying over to what appears to be some sort of crash landing site where there's like a dead astronaut and a med kit and a flag and some kind of lunar rover with an incredibly ornate set of polygon models. What's up with this? This is like really detailed compared to the rest of the world. It's very colorful as well. There's like almost like a bubblegum jelly kind of covering on everything too. Can I like get down inside? Oh no. Seems like there's invisible walls, unfortunately. Oh, and maybe this ground is also not the most stable, too. I'm not sure about the scaling of my fly. Is that quite right? I feel like I'm maybe a little bit large in contrast to some of these. Well, I guess we don't know for a fact that these are normal-sized beings compared to the world that we've inhabited. Kind of wish I could fly inside of this astronaut's visor and, like, lay eggs or something, because that's what flies would really be all about, right? That's kind of a fly thing to do. Anyway, there's supposed to be a light I should follow, right? So where's that gonna be? Maybe over here somewhere? Let's just go over one of these hills and just have a look around. Perhaps there's some terrestrial interesting things to see. Oh, that looks like it might be a light. I appreciate that there's some intermittent buzzing, I suppose, since we are right over the back of the fly, of course. I'm also kind of appreciative that we don't actually view the world from the eye of the fly, which could be a little bit confusing, to say the least, since they have like a billion retinas or whatever. They, they see everything multiple times, and I don't, so putting that together might be a little confusing, disconcerting. Also, well, just having the ability to fly means we get a little bit of a different perspective, and also being super tiny, but so far I feel like we haven't really capitalized on the ability to be super tiny or fly yet, just kind of hovering around. I'm hoping this light goes somewhere, because I'm starting to lose track of where we came from soon. I'll just kind of keep that off in the corner of my mind here, just as we get further away from all things. Also, in case you're wondering, that wind effect that sounds like just me breathing into the mic, that's not actually me, that's the game, in case you're wondering. I definitely try my best not to just blow air into the mic whenever possible. Plus, I have a thing that stops that from making that sound. Wind guard thing. Alright, so I don't know that we're going to get much out of this direction, so maybe I should head over in the direction of whatever that lonely spire seems to be, or some kind of silhouette of a thing off in the distance. Would like to also maybe climb this mountain if we could. Not known, or I don't know for a fact that flies are especially big on, like, climbing mountains. I think this is not their thing. They generally like to just look for poop and kind of, like, live on top of that and then die, and then explode into a pile of maggots. I know that's not how flies actually work, but kind of feels like it. I'm not a massive fan of flies in general. I think there's more potential for them in video games than there is IRL. But I say that cheekily, of course, in case there's any big defenders of flies out there in the world, which, of course, they are part of the life cycle and the balance of nature. Alright, this is, this massive mountain doesn't seem to be getting any closer, so let's head back in the direction of this. Just gonna look around again real quick to see in case there's no light to follow, really. I mean, this is the only thing I can see, and this doesn't seem to be doing it, so let's try and follow it in the direction of these two hills, which I want to believe are kind of like the smiling mountains that you can find in Super Mario World. Maybe we can find some mountains with happy faces on them or something and go lay eggs inside of their heads. Alright, so it seems like this journey might take a few moments here. Flies are not the fastest, I suppose, but I also thought they were a little faster than this. We can't even quite see the ground yet. Oh no, we're getting closer. It's just taking a very long time here. I'd be very disappointed if all there is to see is just that dead astronaut and lunar rover. I think there's got to be more to it than that, right? Oh, there's some kind of crazy effect happening in the corner of the frame right there. Do you see that? It's like a glitched out mountain. Oh, it's probably, we can't quite see it because of the view distance fog. I think it's just kind of clipping between two different orientations of, like, what should be shown and what should be rendered as a solid shaded object. So I think as we're getting closer, yeah, as you can see, it's building to become taller. So I think we're just about to walk into or fly into a big old mountain or something like that. Okay, we're getting pretty close to this hill now. It seems to have been a lot smaller than I gave it credit for from a distance. And now we can look back in this direction. There are the streaks of color we saw prior. I think if we get closer, this is where we're going to find that stuff. Maybe I should have gotten closer to the ground with the yellow markings. I don't know. It's hard to say. There's a lot of potential to something like this. I was kind of imagining maybe that we would, you know, discover life of some kind and maybe, like, learn to live among it, or find a way that we could, like, get inside of stuff that's far larger than us and, like, walk around on stuff and just bother stuff in general. I don't know, it seems like another kind of fly thing to do. They seem to be really into just, like, making annoying sounds, smacking into glass panes, finding lights of any kind and just kind of, like, falling on them and dying. I don't really know what their end game is other than maggots, but, you know. It seems like we're not going to be able to achieve any of those end games as this particular fly, unfortunately. Is this hill ever going to get any closer? I feel like I've been traveling for days here through the desert. Maybe I should make a concerted effort to go toward the sun. Because this is the only real light source that I'm aware of, and I don't think I could even see the sun where we were prior. Maybe there was like a mountain blocking it or something that we couldn't see because of view distance fog. But I'm getting up there into the sky now. Oh god, what's happening? There's so few marker points to be able to tell, like, if we're even near the ground anymore or what. Can I just fly backward? I think I can, actually. I'm not sure if flies can actually fly backward, but so far I haven't been particularly worried about the naturalism being displayed on this particular journey that we're on. I was really hoping I'd have more to say or more to see. Because right now this feels very sparse. I mean, I didn't really play this prior to me starting the video, which was the way that the show used to be all the time. I have gotten into a bit of a habit of maybe playing a little bit more than I used to in the past, just because I really didn't like when I would get into a video and maybe something I didn't expect would pop up that would totally change the scope of what I wanted to talk about, or it would just not be very interesting after a few moments. And, well, you know, occasionally that'll happen. It's not a big deal, but I definitely want to keep the series as interesting as possible, or at least keep the focus sort of tightly wound around concepts that I want to be able to actually speak on. In this case, the concept at demonstration here seems to be scarcity of resources or assets. What does this make us feel as a player? Well, I think there's a little bit of frustration in that. There's a lot of us who'd probably just turn this off immediately when they don't see any gratification. Thankfully, I'm not that person. I like to try and get everything I can out of these experiences if possible. Although there is also a limit, I think in everybody's case, where eventually if you don't see anything that gives you a hint that maybe you're going towards anything different or new... See, look, now it looks like that thing I was chasing was off in that direction. I think it's just the view distance fog doing it. But after a while, I think even myself, I'll kind of get a little bit disenfranchised if I don't have anything to look at. I mean, I want to discover the bounties on this alien planet. But are there any? I'm given so little to demonstrate. Anyway, I guess I could just kind of keep wandering here for a while, but maybe I should leave it up to you guys. I'd like to know if you find anything in the comments. Definitely chime in and say something. What direction do I go in from the crash site to find it? Because I'd like to go exploring. I just feel like I'm so slow. It'd take 100 years to just move forward a little bit. Oh god, what's this? There's a shape. There's a shape in the distance. It's so exciting that we're getting closer to something. Just little by little. Blip by blip, it's appearing. You know, it'd be a great ending to this if out of just completely nowhere, the Prince of all Cosmos just rolls me up into a ball and then shoots me off into space. It's rough living on other planets. At least this planet seems to have enough oxygen that the fly can survive, right? Didn't seem to work out too well for the astronaut, but flies can survive in a lot of environments, apparently. Maybe even in space. Can you imagine we find a ball of flies, just a planet? That'd be the most horrifying thing of all time. It's just an entire planet, it's just larvae covered in flies for miles. Like, miles deep. Not Miles Davis. Seriously, guys? There's nothing to see? I couldn't resist the call of this game, but now I feel like I've gotten stuck on the fly tape myself. Oh well, what can you do? That was You Are a Fly on Another Planet by Beef Strong. Go check it out in your browser if you feel so compelled. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you can find or discover things to talk about, to do with. I'd love to hear your speaking points, as well as if you found anything other than what I've seen. I can almost guarantee you there's something to see here. I just don't know where it is. And if the journey's going to take me 10 million years just to find another astronaut on the ground, like, I don't know what to tell you at that point. Maybe it's just because I'm flying too high. That'd be hilarious if just, like, the whole problem was that I've just been up in the air so much that I've missed all kinds of alien life just sitting on the ground. Now I have to just at least touch ground just for a second just to make sure that wasn't the case. So I'll be too embarrassed if that's what happens. Also, how do I even know when I've touched the ground? Because the horizon line, it just keeps moving, but, like, I don't see any change. At one point, I thought the fly had a little bit of a light source around it, but I don't know. I'm trying to head straight down. The wind seems to be getting louder. Am I moving toward a tornado or something? All I want to do is follow the light. There's nothing happening here. I'm probably just butting into the ground. What a weird thing. Anyway, yeah, and like I said, if you'd like to chime in, let me know what you think in the comments about this. What could be done to improve it? Well, I would say probably just having a few more points of perspective would help a lot. Even if there's just like one other level of shading to be able to tell if I'm really getting closer to something or how far away something might be. I understand it's a little bit foreboding as an alien planet, or, you know, if you want to go that route, then make the alien planets be a little bit more randomized or something. Have there be, every time you load into the game, a little bit of a different experience that you can come across. Even if it's just different colors or a couple of different meshes that you can run into, different interactive objects or something like that. I think that would help a lot. But, you know, this is probably not meant to be a comprehensive fly simulation of life on an extraterrestrial planet. That's what I was hoping it would be. But you don't always get what you want. So anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like on it. I will be sure to be back again tomorrow. New episodes of Indie Impressions go up every single day, so look forward to bringing another one then, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Have a lovely night, everybody.